Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's Marvin. Going to be talking about Mizzy. This time he was interviewed by MPS News Watch, should I say? And the guest on this show was Mizzy and Laura Bates. And what got me on this is that they were talking about Andrew Tate, the influencer, and that obviously Andrew Tate and his brother had been in contact with Mizzy in telling him to go, that he's gifted and go on the straight and narrow and sort himself out, which is fair enough. But the other thing is as well, the news basically were actually saying to him, basically, is it because it seems like to me, is it because, like I said, of Andrew Tate, that people are following him? This is quite important, basically, to know because, like I said, he is an influencer and a lot of people are listening to him. But like I said, it seems like to me a lot of the news and even a lot of podcasts are basically turning against him for what could be that young people are following his attitude or his trait of life, which is kind of dangerous. But we're going to start the video. We are going to go through this all and just listening to the points.
An excerpt from Andrew Tate's interview. With me now is Bakari Bronzagaro, a social media influencer who's recently been fined for entering someone's home uninvited for a prank. He goes online by the name of Mizzy, and Laura Bates from the Everyday Sexism Project. Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, Mizzy, you're coming on to talk about your connection and contact with Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, but also to apologise for your behaviour as a prankster. I know you're now wearing a tag. You're wearing a tag now for a year. Can I just run through some of the things that happened in the pranking? You entered a house, the door was open, you entered the house not knowing whether people were in, videoing as you went. You knocked a man onto a road. You ran off with an elderly woman's dog before taking it back. And you said to a man on the tube platform, "Do you want to die?" Now, all these things in their own way are terrifying. Do you actually apologise now for them all?
Of course I do. When it happened, I took accountability for my actions and I went there the next day and apologised to the woman off social media. Because you guys need to understand, like, I'm here for a reason. I planted a seed in you guys' minds. Every day of my life, I've been doing social media, basically. And I'm just reporting my experiences, just documenting my journey, literally. You men are watching my journey right now.
And some of that journey, as you say, and you've apologised for, because I watched and you said that actually it's easier to do the hateful stuff. It's easier to get more money from doing the hateful stuff. Do you now think that you have to do something different because you've sort of mined that now?
This is, like I said, in some ways, I said it yesterday in a video, someone needs to, or the job centre, or some Lord Mayor scheme, they need to get this young man on a course to do something which is viable and real. Him basically going on TV and on the news ain't going to make him feel any better. It's just going to boost his ego that everybody knows him. So if he's invited on these shows, he's going to go like any young adult would, just to put himself out there. And it just boosts his ego. And I think a lot of these basically news reporters, TV, they're getting off on it because it's actually boosting their channels and it's boosting their viewing just having him on there because he seems like he's the flavour of the month. But I think it's harmful to him because the message he's getting is that they're inviting him on, and he's, you know, his name's being out there, and he's glorified by especially young people, not by myself or a lot of people my age or older. But like I said, it seems to be glorified by the youngsters. But like I said, you know, the news are giving them a platform to keep going, which is not right. It isn't.
To do pranks anymore. I'm established as a prankster. You guys call me a prankster. I've never once said I am a prankster. You guys, the media paints a picture in your brain, and this is what Andrew Tate was trying to show you guys, innit? When I was at the lowest point of my time, when everyone was trying to cancel me, draw me out, Tristan popped up to me, forget social media. Tristan Tate, this is, Andrew's brother. He popped up to me and was like, the way you're going, I can see potential, because real recognizes real. He popped up to me and was like, I can see your potential. And but
because
the way I'm going at it, the way I'm going at it is wrong.
He's been vilified.
Yeah, basically.
Right. So, and now you've been vilified. The Tate brothers contacted you. What actually happened when they contacted you?
So obviously he DM'd me and he was just like, I can see your potential, obviously, like I was just saying. The way you're going with it is not going to get you far. Because just my confidence and my stride, look, you guys are just sitting here going through a script, doing your thing. I'm coming here and egging it, I'm winging it. I don't know what I'm saying. Nope. I'm just saying whatever I'm saying and I'm going with it. I'm a confident person. Everyone needs to be confident in their own accord. So, that's how I see it.
Yes, but part of that confidence, obviously, you know, Andrew Tate's got that confidence in a way, in a different way. I want to talk to you about some of the things that Andrew Tate has said. And I wonder if you think it's problematic to get in tow with them. So, for example, you know, things he said, you know, women belong to men. On a plane, there's a female pilot I noticed, most women can't even drive. He said, you know, I go out and I F somebody, I come home to my woman, that's not cheating, that's exercise. And this last one here, if I caught a woman cheating, it's bang out the machete, boom in her face, grip her by the neck. That is hate speak. Presumably, you don't go along with that kind of speak,
Of course I don't go along with that.
Look, my view on that, what Andrew Tate said, is like, you know, he said a lot of things, don't give a shit about women and stuff like that. Andrew Tate has got millions of pounds. So he's in a position where he thinks he can say that, even though it's wrong. I mean, you know, we've got men out here working 9 to 5, got a family, young, and if they hear that, sometimes it does put things into men's mind. You know, I've got 3 sisters at the end of the day. I've got respect for women. You can't say the things you said at the end of the day, even if it was for a joke, because people take things seriously, especially young people. What Andrew Tate said, that was bang out of order at the end of the day. That really, really was bang out of order, because, you know, women are a massive part of society, and women and girls are a massive part of society at the end of the day, and we need them. But like I said, but also there has to be a respect margin there at the end of the day. You just can't basically take Andrew Tate seriously in what he says as sometimes an influencer, because what he says about women can be very, very aggressive and basically upsetting. You can't go through life like that, like, oh, never mind, I don't give a shit at the end of the day, because if everyone had that attitude, nothing would get done.
I don't look up to Andrew Tate. I don't think he's a role model or anything, and I don't look up to nobody. I am my own person. Everyone is their own person. We don't need to look up to nobody. It all came out the same way. It's not even about that. He's painting a picture, like the news, the media, everyone paints a picture.
But wait a minute.
He's painting a picture with it may be controversial. All of this stuff is allegations at the end of the day.
But
he hasn't been innocent until proven guilty. No. He hasn't said nothing to attack any. What he's saying is wrong. I'm not condoning what he's saying, in a sense.
You're not condoning what you're saying, but are you criticising? Would you criticise him for saying these things? Because
that's human's job. That's human's job.
No.
That doesn't matter to me. I'm not here through Andrew Tate. I'm not here to report Andrew Tate. I'm not here to make money out of Andrew Tate. That's what you man are doing, basically. No, but realistically, that's what you're doing. No, but yeah.
I think there's 2 things here. The first thing would be that if you align yourself with Andrew Tate, but you also say that some of the things that he says...
I'm aligning myself with the guy. The guy reached out to help me, to show me that the ways that I'm going in life, the way that I was portraying myself as Mizzy, because Mizzy is an online social media persona. Understand it, guys. Mizzy and Bakari are 2 different people.
But what is it about Andrew Tate that appeals to you and other teenage boys?
his confidence and his stride and the way he talks and carries himself. No, I respect women fully. I was raised by a single mom. My mom was I live in the hood. Like, I was raised down. So you guys need to understand that I'm not in any shape of way supporting what Andrew Tate says about women or any of that thing.
Thank you very much for that. Laura B.
It seems like the news are basically, sometimes saying the influence of Andrew Tate is affecting our young society today, both boys and girls at the end of the day, into sometimes, especially young boys, into, being better, going to the gym, getting muscles. I think Andrew Tate, he puts a lot of pressure on himself and young people to be better. But what he's got to realise, not everyone can do what he can do. Yes, he's made millions. Yes, he is successful. But I think he's had to go a little bit quiet now. I know we started speaking again and doing interviews with the BBC and interviews at his home in Romania as well. But it can affect young people in life that take him seriously. And I think of a lot of news reports are sort of buying into it that he could be a bad influence on young people. This is why they sort of want to quieten him up and not have him influence young people in thinking bad and disrespecting women. I think that's quite important. I think someone needs to step in at the end of the day because, like I said, when you're in your 30s and 40s, you can make, better judgments on people. But when you're young, you can do that at the end of the day. And you're influenced by YouTubers and your mates pushing you, which is sometimes not always in the right direction.
It's so much misogyny and hate in the language that Andrew Tate uses. Who are the people that can counter that?
Well, we've got loads of incredible male role models at the moment, I think, speaking out about so many different things, about different kinds of masculinity. You've got Jordan Stevens, you've got Marcus Rashford, other guys on the England football team. You've got young men who are talking about mental health, Professor Green and others like him. There's a lot of role models around, but it's also about men who are in boys' lives. We're always talking about men in the media, but also I think dads, male carers, teachers, youth coaches, everyone has a part to play.
But yet, his traction is massive. And his traction is massive. I mean, there are stories of kids like in primary school knowing who Andrew Tate is.
Yeah, well, I think part of that's because we're here discussing him tonight.
You guys give him the platform. It's literally what it is. You give him the platform. You're giving me the platform right now.
Yeah.
Everything I'm doing is bad, apparently, what you're saying. I'm on BBC News right now. Like, come on now. You man played the game. You're playing the game. It's all the system. You're literally painting a picture into the audience's mind. Is this your water? It's my water now.
It's fine.
I totally agree with you. We're here talking about him tonight because the BBC has decided to give a 40-minute sit-down interview to a guy who's currently under arrest on charges of rape and trafficking.
Well, if he's under arrest for those charges, if they're really heinous crimes, and you man are not like, and he really...
But what
done them, why are you being on our platform? Why are you broadcasting what he's doing? Why are you broadcasting? There's bigger things to worry about.
I think
there's hunger, there's world hunger, there's strikes.
Mizzy has got a point in that there are a lot of things, especially in the UK, which needs to be resolved. Poverty, more things for young people, more apprentices, more job opportunities. He is right about that. And it just seems like the internet, most young people are going to the internet to make money, but it's also it's so many dangerous if you have influencers out there who say, do that, do this, and you're pushed by your peers. I mean, Mizzy now, he's got a tag on. I think he's got a couple of stripes now against his name. You don't want to keep going to court and getting criminal records because that can go against you finding a good job or moving up the ladder. So he's got to be careful. But he is right. The news do basically sometimes gaslight Andrew Tate, his brother. You know, even Mizzy, at the end of the day, no one knew who Mizzy was a couple of weeks ago. Now, most of the world knows who he is. At the end of the day, he's right about it. The news do gaslight, and a lot of it as well. Yeah, they do make some good points about young people and what they should be doing and good influence. I respect that, but like I said, it's still a lot of it is getting the views in and boosting their channel rating.
It's all of this stuff that. What is this? What is this right now? What is this right now? Who am I? I'm someone from the hood. I'm an 18-year-old boy. I have a child. I'm from the hood. I'm just here.
That's fine, and that's fine. And you've had your chance to speak. So I want to talk to Laura Bates about this. I mean, you know, all the stuff though about Andrew Tate saying, you know, he's back on Twitter. He's on TikTok. And much as hate speech. He would say, though, that other things he says are just about dark humour and satire.
Oh, sure, but like, you know, all of the jokes in the world don't make it okay that he's under arrest on those charges or that he's openly advocating coercion and abuse. So it's odd, I think, that people are kind of saying, oh, well, if he says one good thing about being disciplined, that other stuff doesn't really matter, you know, that doesn't really count. Andrew Tate isn't, you know, world famous because he's some Svengali Pied Piper figure that I think the mainstream media has played a big role in building him up to be. He's one of hundreds. This is a much bigger problem.
Well, I was going to say, the thing about this is you're never going to stop the Andrew Tates of this world. But when kids in primary school are referencing them, where is the hope? Because you talk about the good role models, but you're talking about children have broad access to social media.
Well, yeah, and of course we know that social media, it's not enhancing content that's really relevant or really good quality. We know that those algorithms are designed to drive young people towards increasingly extreme content because that's what gets them clicks. So if we look at who's profiting here, Andrew Tate's profiting, certainly.
Mizzy's profiting.
Really tantamount to a pyramid scheme. Oh. Yeah, the BBC's profiting, the mainstream media's profiting. I totally agree with you. Social media's profiting. Who's not really profiting from it?
Consumers.
I think it's teenage boys.
Like what he said, everybody's profiting on it. It's a catch-2 situation which is just going to keep going and going and going. Yes, we've got Mizzy, which will die down soon, but tomorrow we're going to have someone else and someone else coming out. We're going to have another incident in London or Manchester or Liverpool or Cardiff. At the end of the day, it's just one thing after another. And I think the government really need to sort it out. And like I said, be tougher on youths and get them. We need to have a lot more schools to help them, university courses, and money put into work experience, because it was a big thing when I was young. Work experience is very, very, very important in growing up, because like I said, a lot of them will go into, like I said, doing silly things online, and it's or be a bad influencer, which is completely wrong. But like I said, if people are looking at Andrew Tate and they're from primary school, it tells us sometimes where we are in this world.
And it's women.
I mean, do you see the damage that people, not just Andrew Tate, but that whole idea of hate speech, because as you say, you were raised by a single mother, the damage that hate speech does to kids?
100%. Like, I'm not saying that kids shouldn't listen to Andrew Tate. Kids shouldn't listen to somebody else that is sharing hateful stuff, like whatever it is. Even if you're trying to do it for controversy, even my pranks, I don't condone doing my pranks. I've never said once, do my pranks. No. I know what I do. I'm sitting here talking about my pranks. I'm here acknowledging what I've done.
And pranks. And I wonder, because what Laura Bates is saying is that actually there's lots of people that are doing a lot of work around kids to help them to make sure that they understand what's right and what's wrong. You are, in a sense, an influencer. You've got lots of followers.
I'm an influencer. Just you man need to understand this, yeah. I'm going to make the youth the biggest thing in the world, innit? I'm going to help the youth. Like, you man think I'm this bad villain, yeah. You guys think I'm this character. I'm this character for a reason, bro. Mizzy is a character that I put into perspective, basically.
So we just talk about all these different role models. We need more and more role models now.
Well, yeah, but I think we also need to examine the role that social media and the mainstream media are playing in giving a platform to certain role models over others.
Thank you both very much indeed. A report by Nation...
Look, that's the end of the video. But the problem I think is that our young people need
It is
as
going to
much
be a
help.
cold, dark night for many South Africans with state.
Sorry, excuse me. Our youngsters need help in every direction possible, and I hope Bakari, Mizzy, gets to help and goes into helping other youths, and I hope the news learns also to pipe down on putting people on the map just for views or gaslighting scenarios. Yes, Andrew Tate's basically under house arrest, but let's judge him when he goes back to court, and if he's guilty, I certainly won't be following. I don't always believe in everything. Some of the inspirational stuff he said, like get a job and better yourself and don't be lazy. That's good stuff, but I don't condone what he says about women and disrespecting them or basically treating them like they're a piece of meat. And if you're a guy, if you're not getting what you want, move on. Life is tougher than that. At the end, we've all got a role play, basically in life, and I think we've got to be very, very careful, especially with our young people and what they look at and what they actually see as good in society. And like I said, good role models, footballers. But they say that, but sometimes these footballers haven't got the time because they're always busy and busy with their own families at the end of the day. I think it's up to the government to do more for young people and to keep them busy and, get their minds right, and maybe not look at Andrew Tate as the top guy to follow because, like I said, he's a millionaire at the end of the day. He can go on the way he does at the end of the day because he's got money, but the average person can't do that. And like I said, life's difficult enough as it is. So I hope Mizzy sorts himself out. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment. And like in the Andrew Tate situation, if he has upset women or men, I suggest basically don't watch him, or you're not too sure what to think of him. Wait until basically the court case is over, and then you can make your own mind up about that. Take care, everyone.